Hi, Mac. Thank you very much for coming back. It's always a pleasure talking to you. How are you? Everything is good at your end?
Yeah, fantastic, Kareem. Thank you again for having me back. Seems like we see one another quite often these days.
Yeah, which I'm lucky for that. I'm really enjoying that. Thank you. So, Mac, nowadays with what's going on the market and everybody seeing the shift and everybody knows that the market slowed down, but everybody knows the market is coming back and everybody's waiting for that. So a lot of people are interested into getting into the market, not as buying their own properties, but rather as investors, taking
Yes,
advantage of that and buying maybe their first investment real estate properties. So do you have any tips for these guys?
100%. So for anyone who is, already a homeowner, for example, and they're looking to purchase their investment property, or the first investment property, I think one thing that should be clearly understood and really ingrained in everything that you're doing and you're being at this point is the reason why. What's the ultimate goal here? Are we looking to get some equity in the marketplace, sell it in a few years and pay down your existing mortgage? Is this ultimately going to be your retirement or downsize in 10 to 15 years? Do you have a child that's going to be going to university in 10 years and you're like, you know what? Let's not put them in the dorms. Let's put them in this condo. Let's have a clear understanding of your why, because that's going to keep you really ingrained and it's going to keep you on track as to the reasons for this investment. And why I start with the reason why is because, especially in the current marketplace, the numbers are not going to be nearly as palatable as your best friend who bought a property 5 years ago and has been encouraging you to get into the market. Obviously, with the rates being up, the possibilities for cash flow properties, it just requires a lot more strategic, work on behalf of my colleague Kareem to find you either on market or off market properties that make sense financially. So it doesn't mean that it's going to take you quite a while to find a property. It just means you need to be more open to different solutions, or even potentially a different lender scenario that you haven't been used to before, or even a different city. So when you're thinking about Ontario, I think a lot of us have our blinders on, and it's like, the GTA only. Whereas surprisingly enough, the properties that are cash flowing and have a lot of the attraction and lure right now are an hour to 2 hours east or west of the downtown, like London or even as far east as Belleville. That's when you're going to find properties that have, a better cap rate, if you will, and the opportunity to have that property cash flow. So that's just the first thing. But the second thing is that you actually have quite a few different lender solutions at your fingertips to be able to explore. So more often than not, purchasing your forever home or the home that you're currently occupying, you may have gone to a big bank. And then after that experience, maybe have gone back for a second opinion to say, you know what, I'm ready to buy an investment property, and then found that, hey, you know what, I don't qualify. And a lot of people take a step back and potentially don't take advantage of other solutions that are out there. So what I want to also mention at this point is that the buck does not stop with the big green guy or with the big red guy. There's actually an entire category of lenders that calculate income and look at applications a lot differently than where you do your daily banking, and by doing so they're going to allow you to take on a lot more property and essentially give you that connection that you would not have been able to get with your bank. But then also as well, I've had a lot of people who are investors, for example, and they're also business owners, and they're like, you know what, I want to further my portfolio. However, my taxable income, on paper, doesn't really tell the true story of how I can look to qualify. So that's how these alternative lenders are really going to be your best friend. Whereas not only are they going to allow you for a rental property that another lender potentially wouldn't allow you to qualify, but they're also going to allow you just to simply qualify where other lenders would not have allowed you to even get in the door. And just to touch base really quickly on this is that, myself, and Kareem, we work with investors all the time, and we have solutions that we can assist them in getting someone that has very low taxable income into their second, third, or even fourth investment property. So when you're thinking about getting your first property, ensure that you understand that there are options outside of that bubble, and absolutely we can entertain, you looking at your first property as well as even properties that are outside of the GTA. So that's the way that I would typically want to have, an investor conversation, and then present to you with what I call in my business a custom proposal, where I send you a clear understanding of all of your numbers, why we've chosen those lenders, your cash flow, And if it doesn't cash flow now, that break-even point that you can expect it to cash flow based on rent appreciation as well as mortgage being paid down. So there's a lot of really cool things that we can explore here.
Thank you, Mac. I think that was really beneficial. So guys out there, if you're looking to buy investment property, please, as always, reach out to us. This is the first step. We're always happy to hear from you. We're always happy to answer your questions, help in any way we can. No commitments, nothing. Just reach out. Thank you. Thank you, Mac. I appreciate your time and looking forward to our next topic. Thank you.
Thanks so much.